Because
The
at this
finger
point, there's
quotes.
going to be ropes and everything tied to that cannon, and it's being hauled up to the top of the alchemist shop.
Okay. Well, that's kind of exciting. As as it starts to kind of wane in the afternoon, you hear a essentially when an alarm bell go off, um, with the panic shouts um, of the city guards saying, "Attackers! Attackers! They're on the road!" Um, and you see people kind of running amok. You hear screaming people, and the guards go to their posts. And it's not long before one of the guards approaches Tamara and says, Mayor, there is a force of bandits, attackers on the road. There's not many of them, but they're dragging some sort of device behind them, and they're led by this horrifically ugly tortoise man.
A device? What sort of device?
I don't know. It looks beaten up, but it looks like to be some kind of cannon or something.
Oh dear. That complicates things just a little bit. Uh, so I'm gonna have Captain Hui go ahead and handle the defenses right now in case everyone needs to get into positions. And I will try to convene my friends together and tell them of this development.
Okay. Word goes out, and word goes out, and the mayor's house becomes kind of the hub of activity. So guards are getting into position. People are, shuttering their windows, and um, everybody, Yazi, Tamra, Sheng Lupo, Lu Wei, and Ning are all at the mayor's.
Well, to be fair, actually, Yazi probably would not be.
Okay.
I have my own people to marshal at this point in time.
Okay.
Okay. Word will at least be sent to Yazi about the cannon so that he is aware of the existence of a second one.
I'm thinking, where is your hospital set up?
Straight across from my house.
Straight across. Okay, because I'm thinking my doctor and the patient that you guys are all concerned about is probably going to be moved over there. In the barn. Oh, you
It's
disappoint.
makeshift.
You know what?
Okay.
No, I'm not moving him over there. That's stupid. We're taking this hut over here, this other stone building.
Fair enough. But still, everyone else is here, and Tamara will go ahead and, begin speaking. Well, it seems himself a cannon. I can't say I'm entirely surprised, but that could change things very drastically and very quickly if he sets it up properly. I don't know if we'll be able to intercept it at all, but if possible, I'd like us to try to work together as some sort of strike group. Perhaps we can take down the cannon in the middle of the fight, and keep it from doing too much damage to the people or the town. But if it stays up, undoubtedly, we will fail. That's the feeling I have from this. I need us to put our heads together and figure out where might he put it to be most effective, and see if we can try to set some sort of trap out there. Establish our ambush. This is the point where she looks to the people who have tactics.
I can help with tactics, but I have no clue which way the group is heading, so I can't offer ideas out of character.
Well, they're
Well,
coming where you thought they would come down on the road in the upper right corner. Listen.
right, so we've confirmed that at
Oh.
this point. They don't have any new information either, so we have a slight advantage.
I have tactics. So I can roll that.
Give it a go. Be smart.
Oh, you want me to roll my mind in tactics?
Well, sure, we
might
need
get
to find a counter strategy to this cannon. We can't just let it roll in and set up somewhere we don't expect it to.
I mean, I will assist. I hope I don't botch. I did not botch.
Came close, but you did not.
So that leaves Ning with a whole 1 success.
That's still
Yeah.
a bonus.
Well,
you.
you
Or was Ning rolling the one giving the advice?
Yep, that is and the D8 for you.
So go ahead and roll it, Tamara.
What? I was looking to you for advice. This is probably where the captain would probably actually step in with his own thoughts, since he probably actually has tactics here. Let me double check. Captain does in fact have tactics, so he's... Oh, he has double tactics even. Good on him. So he's gonna roll 3d8 and then an extra d8 for the assistance. He gets 2. So with everyone's help, we take a look at the map, and what do we think about this cannon?
well, as reports kind of trickle in, it looks as though it's pretty old, probably not in the greatest shape, but it doesn't look like it's too terribly heavy. I mean, it's not like a huge, it's probably a light cannon. As far as putting a stop to it, the direction that they're coming in, you might have to cross the river in order to get to it, otherwise go, directly at them.
Right, but my biggest concern is they'd have to actually put themselves on the map to fire it here. Right?
That's right. And
Cannons can actually shoot up to extreme range. So
It can,
a
so
real
I
threat.
mean, they can set up, they can aim, but we'll have to do something about that cannon.
but just let me know when you're ready to proceed. We've got about an hour or so. Like I can't I can't tell you how to defeat the encounter I made.
I know. I'm just looking for information advice. I see you've already, like, sort of set them up already. But yeah. Probably gonna need the tokens out there in this case. So, does anyone think they can accomplish this? Perhaps take out the cannon behind enemy lines as they attack.
You may not come back from this mission alive, but know that your country will pray for your continued survival.
Can anybody swim is a good question to start.
Shanglu Po probably can. He's an otter, right?
Well, technically we can always just cross the bridge here and then circle around. But that
an
would
otter.
basically be those players are out of the fight until they finish circling around.
Well, you could cross the bridge and then go the far way around on the left instead of go over the water.
Hmm.
But that's probably it's kind of a more frontal attack pattern. I mean, they're as far as impassable terrain that they're relying on, that's the river.
Right. So, well, if Shanglu Pro is perhaps up for it, he could always give it a try, but otherwise, I hope everyone
I-
has a good plan of where they intend to be for this fight.
I don't have swimming.
It's
Oh,
Shanlu
I
Po's a
thought otters
weasel,
could
not an
swim.
otter.
No, it's a running joke.
Oh well.
Weasel.
I
I
guess
mean-
I was just wrong the whole time.
I mean, I'm not even there, so.
We know an otter, though.
Well, yeah, I have an otter that works for me.
I think she's still sick or injured from when we last brought her out.
Well, she likes punching metal. Cannon is metal.
Did you ever set up those eggs?
Well,
Or that egg?
single egg.
Yeah, did you ever
Is
set
it
it up?
done? Is the blacksmithing part done too?
Yeah, that was done yesterday. That's why I said you were
Okay,
supposed to
then
have
yes,
picked
I
it
did.
up.
I'll pick it up and I'll store it somewhere without window.
Perfect. We'll hide the trick egg. They'll never see it coming, or at all.
Well, it's best to keep it like hidden until we need it, because we wouldn't leave the real egg sitting out in the open.
I guess preferably also in a building that we're completely willing to sacrifice.
If I may, I would suggest putting this fake egg on a cart without any drays attached to it, and shove it somewhere they will stumble just right outside the village, to make it look like we were trying to evacuate it and we ran out of time.
Do you own any carts?
Nope.
Because I'm not going to sacrifice one of my carts.
How much does a cart cost?
Hold on a sec.
Actually, I should be very classy here. Cart.
Cart
30,
is
no,
30 boo. But if you buy one from me, they're only 12 boo.
Well, fine, I'll buy one.
Yeah, I'm not selling.
Store's closed.
I
Shut
am
down.
pretty sure that we can find something like a rickshaw in this
Yeah,
town.
I imagine like
It needs
there's
to
gotta be
have
something
2
lying
wheels,
around
a bit of deck, and something to hold on. So a wheelbarrow, whatever.
yeah,
I
wheelbarrow
mean,
would be
some of
fine.
the farmers will have carts to
Oh, yeah,
move
they'll have
produce
hand
around.
carts.
Oh, I imagine some would have a big cart to bring things to market.
Yeah, those do exist, although it's sort of like, well,
Did those people evacuate with them or not? Is the...
that's the
One
question.
right here, next to the mayor's estate.
That's actually mine, also. The docks, mine.
Well, you do. There are some wheelbarrows just laying about that people like. In people, oh, there's the battle's coming. Okay, screw it. Now we'll decide to leave. So you can find an overturned wheelbarrow pretty
Find
easily.
another one.
Where are you pointing now?
All the way bottom right-ish area.
I don't own anything over there. That's all you.
Next to the peasant.
Okay, that's ours.
Oh, on the peasant market, there are like a whole bunch more.
Yep, those are all yours, not mine.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you can find one. But as you're kind of like figuring this out, you do hear kind of the sounds of people screaming and getting closer, and you hear a guard knock on the door, say, Tamra, it's Ugly Jan, and he says he wants to speak.
Very well. Take your positions. You will have one chance. And this is the part where the armies parlay or something. Let's go do this.
Damn to the depths, he who thought of parlay.
So, Ugly Jan, or Jan the Ugly, and a squirrel man dressed in plate mail kind of stroll up into the outskirts of the village, and Jan's like, "Oh, what a lovely day it is here. Oh, don't you agree?" And the squirrel man just sort of, he's got his arms crossed, and he's like, he's not just like, ugh. But yes, Jan says, "Oh, come on out, Tamra, come on out. I'm just wanting to have a nice little chat."
If you wanted that, you could have left the army at home.
Army? This isn't the army. This is my own. This is my own brilliant idea. He says, and he says, like, I'm not without sympathy for you simple peasant folk, and I can understand how difficult this whole situation must be on you and yours. So I'm willing to offer you a kind and generous compromise, my dear. All I'm asking is that you simply give me that egg, that troublesome, obnoxious egg, Just bring it here, give it to me, and we'll go right home.
I have nary a... I have not even the slightest bit of evidence I could trust a single word out of your mouth. But if that is truly what you wish, then come, take it yourself. I believe we have it loaded up on a cart. Take it and go away forever. And, she'll probably look, like, all the way back over at Nink or something. Maybe send a guard to, like, go and acquire it, quote-unquote.
Okay. So
Whoever
you'll
was,
have the,
managing the bomb.
so who
Hey,
was
sure.
managing the bomb?
Shang.
I guess me. I'll
Oh, yeah, Shang's plan. There we go.
I mean, see, it was a good plan. We didn't even need to trick them. They tricked themselves. He played your...
Well, let's wait for the result.
He
But we
kind
got the
of
setup. That's
he
it.
kind of looks at Lieutenant Gray and says, and no funny business, see?
Never, not around someone like you. Slightest bit of treachery, who knows what terrible things you might think of.
He kind of gestures, and a squad of snow leopards and a squad of mercenaries kind of appear or make themselves closer in position to to Ugly Yan, and says, "Okay, then, bring it out, and we'll take a look at it. I can't wait
Right.
to see this thing for myself."
And I guess just for reference, Tamara does have some of the militia with her to guard her on this little endeavor. She's not that full. She's not going
Right.
alone.
Okay. After a little while, the cart is kind of brought up with the golden egg, I guess, or at least it looks that way. It's with the kind of dying light of the day. It does look pretty shiny and it does look pretty ornate. Jan kind of like rubs his hands greedily together and says, "Ah, you see that? You see that, Gray? That's what I'm talking about. That is a fortune." And Gray just kind of like, ugh, like he's had it a million times of listening to this guy. But so he kind of turns and says, "Is it true? Is it true that it's a dragon egg?"
She sort of looks at it and goes, "If a dragon hatches from it, I'm sure you'll be the first to know now."
Well, I suppose, I'm sure. I guess I couldn't make up my mind as to what I would do with such a thing. If it's better to have a pet dragon on my side, or perhaps sell one, or if it is just better to melt the whole thing down. Why, there's so much in store that we could, so much wonderful wealth that could be had here. And you see, you doubted me, Lieutenant Gray. You doubted me. No.
Then perhaps you'd be interested to know, at least a few of the villagers say that they have heard it speaking to them. It is soft of voice, or perhaps you could begin telling it your plans now.
Yeah, why don't you tell me yours, you stupid spider woman? Can't you see your beat? You should surrender to me now. Why, you're practically giving me this egg without any problem.
I give it to you in the hopes that you will never darken our village again with your foul presence. Take your ill-gotten loot and be gone forever.
Okay, now, as for the crafting check, so as far as quality to sort of deceive this, our Slinky Boy did manage to get a success. And I want to do, just to see the quality of the craftsmanship, to see if it will pass muster up close. So go ahead and do a crafting check, and then add a d8 to it, to whoever did it.
It was on rote.
Okay.
Which
so
means it's of standard...
So it's of standard quality, okay?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to roll some...
I mean, it's of standard quality of 10 grenades in an outer shell. So...
Well, I think she more is meaning like the outer shell at this point.
Right. That's what I'm saying. No, it's of standard quality. No extra time. No, it's not like Shang Lupo's shield fan and sectional staff where I spent extra time working on it. It's literally of standard quality. It's made to look exactly how it was supposed to look, with no ornate additives.
Okay. Okay, so I guess they seem to be pretty decently impressed. Like, oh wow, I thought they said it was silver, but gold. That's even better, of course. Lieutenant Gray is looking at it a little suspiciously as to, and so he asks you, Tamra. So you're just hoping that we'll all just go away, is that right?
I would hope so. Aren't you all about getting as much money as you possibly can? Here it
That's
is. Take all the wealth that we have and be gone.
He kind of, you could tell there's some gears turning. That this does not feel right, but he orders his the mercenaries and the gang members to kind of crowd around it a little bit near the edge here. And they move to try to bring it back. 1 second here, and I'll do a position change.
Now I just have to hope that the rest of the group has whatever plan they have in store for this. How is Shang going to like this?
Well, the problem here actually is that grenades are meant to be thrown, so their attack dice are.
Throw the egg!
I suppose we could simulate the throw with a bolt. I mean, shooting it with a crossbow or something.
We have guns now too.
Well, we have guns now. If you recall, I do not
They're
disseminate the guns down to anybody else but my guards.
But they also
Shooting
have an
it
invested interest
with
in
a-
the city not burning.
I don't, actually. I mean, argument could be made that I could try firing my cannon at it.
I don't mean
That'd be a brilliant thing to do.
Okay, so they kind of position themselves in. The mercenaries take both sides and kind of protectively around it. Lieutenant Gray kind of lingers around to take a look at the village to kind of see what you're doing to it. And like a squad of the gang are staying close. Jan kind of runs back a little bit further away to try to get to the, he seems pretty excited. And what happens next, folks?
I mean, do you want me to make that shot?
I think that's a fun way to do it.
Because, I mean, it also
think
sets
it's
up the fact...
Best way.
Well, it also sets up the fact that it would also give me time to reload. Because if I fail, so they can make their way through town. Let's see. Extreme range suffers a 4d12 penalty. They're 142.5 meters, which is under very long. Yeah, that would be 3d12 penalty for they're in very long range.
That's a big
What was
penalty.
50 meters?
Well, they're on 142 meters, which is just over long range into very long range.
Right, I'm just kind of checking my distances here for future.
What are you asking? Over 50? Over
Yeah, for
50
47.
is just past medium into long, which is 2d12.
Alright, so under 50 is still medium then.
Yep. Well, no.
Cool.
Yeah, under 36 is still medium. You're over 36, which is long, which is why it said 2d12.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want me to take the shot, I'll take the shot.
I don't know. That's a big penalty.
Yeah, it is, but what is the egg gonna dodge with? Because the thing is, the cannon is a versus roll, but it's not contested versus. It's versus 3, which means it's my number of successes versus their number of successes.
Well, since it's a stationary target that cannot dodge, it's just going to have the range penalty to avoid getting hit.
Right.
The real question is, do you have more than 4 dice?
No, but my dice are d10s, which means I still have a You know what? Fuck it. This isn't a conversation. I'm firing.
Hey, I'm
You
on
may-
board.
Yeah,
I
Tamara
wouldn't
can't
let-
input on this. She's just waiting to see what everyone else does with it.
See, let's see. So, Liz, if you want to make the 3d12 penalty roll. So let me see if I even need to roll my 2d10. Okay, still possible.
I like them odds.
They're good odds. No.
Damn it. You know, sorry, hold on, give me a second here. Aiming. Can I aim
Yep.
this?
You can. Oh, yes, you can.
That's actually a d12 then.
Yep.
My guys are veterans. There
Do
we
you have
go.
a couple people working on it and assisting as well, just as reference?
Now there is something else. Does it have the hanging fire rule like a gun does?
No. There's no spark
Okay.
on a light cannon.
Okay.
Alright, so actually this goes to explosion reach. So, pardon me. So, let me see here. Reach.
I mean, whatever happens, it's gonna be violent.
Yeah, but we might as well do the explosion of the cannon first, and then the follow-up explosion of the grenade, because one happens before the other, right? Reach is, what, 2?
I know, and if they get hurt by the cannon, the grenade will hurt even worse.
So basically the 4 that are standing around it have to make a roll of is it speed and dodge versus 3.
Okay. 1 second.
Because the real problem here is it's going to take 10 turns to reload this cannon, and I have to have 2 people reloading it.
Okay. So they have to do speed and dodge, correct?
Speed and dodge versus 3.
Okay.
If they get at least 1 success, they're fine.
Yep. So these just get a straight D8. Okay.
If they get 1 success and they have cover, they're fine.
Okay. So they dodge before
They have
directly
cover?
to. Well, they're using the egg as cover.
Okay. Well, then no damage done to them. Okay, then the egg goes
Yet.
off, so what's the equivalent of 10 grenades at once?
What's a single?
10 grenades and some other good.
Okay.
Well,
So
a
regular
single grenade is only
has-
plus 2.
Okay. So I'm gonna say it's not gonna be 10-foot radius. Make it 5 in each direction.
Yeah, because a grenade is also just explosion reach.
So Lieutenant Gray, so those in the immediate blast zone, of course, get hit. Those slightly outside of it will still get hit by pieces.
Shrapnel.
Shrapnel, yes. So how would the best way to do this? Let's see here. Well, that large, I'm gonna say we'll give a D4 to see in the immediate blast zone to see if they succeed, they're not immediately killed. We'll just be sent dying. Okay, so only one of them by some miracle is 3 die instantly through bloody explosion. One of them is ripped to pieces, but he's bleeding to. The 4 mooks next to it, they will get D6. But they are not made as resilient stuff, so they get shredded up pretty bad. Lieutenant Gray, of course, gets showered in shrapnel, and so does Ugly Jan, or Jan the Ugly. So I guess in
About
that
to get a lot uglier.
That's right. So, when the explosion hits, it sends up a huge fireball. Tamra, I need you to make a dodge check as random pieces of hot metal are flying through the air at your direction.
This is definitely the point where she just puts up her shield and takes like full cover behind it and goes, shit, why did I let them do this?
Hey, it worked. And you're
I do
very
get at least
brave,
one
and
success
everyone's
off of
very
that. Thank you,
impressed.
shield.
You hear
So
your
2 total.
shield be peppered with shredded, like one piece actually manages to just fly through it, but it holds. Everybody can feel the shockwave as the concussive force echoes over the river. For a moment, there's kind of just a lot of ringing in your ears. Dust and debris is flown up, as well as chunks and blood. You can hear a couple moanings. Lieutenant Gray is laying face first on the ground. Ugly Jan he is bleeding pretty badly, but he's conscious and he's limping towards his people, who take one look at what just happened, and let's do a quick roll behind closed doors. It must have been that bean I had for dinner. Yes, the four snow leopards immediately break. They look at Jan, who's injured. The mercenaries are a little bit more resilient. The four who are in that line there, kind of with their things defensively, decide to attempt. Two of them attempt to fire onto the mayor. Two attempt to go to Jan's aid, and the two guarding two with the cannon in the back just split along with the leopards.
At this point, I think we should probably at least move the guard tokens to like mirror what's happening. So she has like 5 militia with her, and
Okay,
nobody's in
sure.
reinforcements at the moment. So what do I need to roll here?
Well, two are going to attempt to fire on you. So at this range, let's see here. Oh, we should add some guard tokens, or just pull them over when you have a second.
Yeah, there's like these 5 over here that could move over easily.
Tamra's magnetic.
Cling.
The entire way she was walking here, she was just rubbing her feet against the ground.
Oh, one of the mercenaries, both of them are still in absolute shock as that concussive explosion and fireball explodes through the air. So they're not even going to have time to aim. They're just trying to take pot shots. So
Right.
first one.
Got a 9. No bad spark. Good start. There we go.
Okay.
My metal is still stronger.
He has a really good shot, but your defenses are pretty good, and you can actually hear the fusel explosion cut another hole through it, but you managed to duck in behind it.
All right, number 2. Only has to get a 6, and he does.
That's a 1 plus 1 hit, and a fusel is. Let me check. I can't remember. It's either. Okay, yes. Fusel is a 3. It is slaying,
Oof.
so you take a 4-point hit.
Yikes. Well,
Or
good thing I
rather,
have some
5-point
decent.
hit, because it's 1 times 2 is 2, plus 3 is 5.
Alright, yeah, slaying is just upright 2 per. Oh, cool, the mayor dies instantly. This will be fun. Let me...
You have a combat save or a personality to add.
Yeah, I could just go with combat save and save the personality for a little later. But yeah,
that would
it'll
leave
keep you
you.
from dying outright.
I mean, that might leave you dangerously in a bad way. You might want to. What if you used your personality on your dodge?
That's true.
That is true. I could go ahead and attempt to use the personality in the dodge first.
So what
That
is
is
your
allowed.
personality, Tamra?
My personality is... Hold up, let me find it again. Restrained. Even in the face of a giant explosion in my face, even in the face of, like,
restrained to
several
die.
people firing fusils straight at me and my shield, I just seem, you know, like I'm okay with this. This is fine. This is normal, right? Even as she, like, shouts in her head, God damn it, why did I let them do this? Ah, it's not enough. She is not as restrained as she could seem to be. So I will have to tap that combat save.
Okay, roll them.
You don't.
Oh, I have to roll something?
No, you don't. You don't roll for
Oh, you
combat.
don't. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. I thought it was... I'm thinking of toughness, where it's put to weak.
What is
Okay.
that? Yeah, you know what, they just got this. Good.
So yes, you are hurt, injured, afraid, and sick. As they...
And unconscious.
Do you go unconscious?
I don't... I think you retain consciousness.
The result
Well,
was going to be
maybe it's
5.
unconscious if you are overkilled and use.
Was it? Was 5 damage, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just 5.
Yeah, 6 is
So yeah,
overkill,
okay.
right?
So, yeah, so then she up. She's seen better days.
Naturally, but, you know, she's just survived a bullet, like, straight to her chest, so...
Yep, as the world kind of goes in slow motion, you are shot in the chest, mirroring a very similar situation that you recall in your mind's eye of Muraich, but you fly backward as the smoking hole in your chest bleeds out, but somehow you are still alive.
On your turn, I recommend running to cover.
That is going to be my general idea for this. I'm probably going to, like, take cover right behind this farmhouse to start off with.
I mean, you can run, you can recover from reeling and do a run stunt if you want to get
that's going to be
like
the idea.
behind the stone building.
Oh, you're not sick.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, it says you negate unconscious, dying, or dead. So you didn't get sick by any means. So that's not a thing that you have to negate.
But I am reeling, afraid, hurt, and injured at the
Yes.
very least. Okay.
Okay. The other two reach Ugly Jan, who is struggling to his feet, and they start to pull him.
Alright. At this point, if we get into the good guys, the bowmen that are across the river are gonna open fire. The horn has been duded. It is the signal for the first phase of the plan. Because, well, what other time should there be but when the cannonball explodes?
Sure. Okay. So if they make their attacks.
Okay, so let me go ahead and pull them up real quick. I believe they do have ranged, and they do have tactics, but nobody's adjacent to their target, so that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have veterans, so they can pop a d12 onto this to try to aim, and there are 5 of them. These are the deers. They have no additional bonuses, so they are just going to go ahead and... A bow is just speed and ranged, right? Pretty sure.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So they are doing 2d6s and a d12. And there's 5 of them.
Okay. So the distance, though, they do have a range penalty.
Yes, it is long range. And how much was that, Theta? 1d12?
Long range would be 2d12 or is it long d12? Sorry, I'm not on that page anymore.
Sorry. I probably should have asked that back when I asked if it was long range or not.
Let's see. Long range is 2d12.
Right, so I'm just gonna add in versus
Oof.
2d12 on these.
Okay.
But while they have at least 8 chance, and there are multiple of them firing, and they will pick their targets, whatever seems
Okay.
good. And obviously, maybe the injured Yan might be a good idea. So let's
Okay,
see
yeah.
what they hit. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hey, there's a nice 12 and 11 and 9 in there. They have chances.
The first one misses.
Yeah, first is 8 and 7.
Second one gets a hit.
Now, are you
1.
including their own defense dice as well? Or do they not have any? Well, they'd have to have speed.
Shoot, yeah, they would have to have defense here too.
Well, on the ones with like 9, 11, and 12, if they are only rolling d8s, they can't make it anyway.
Right, but you also have to screen out the other damage.
Mhm.
Because they might still beat a 3 or 2, or they might fail to beat a 3 or 2. That's the,
Well, the distance already beat the 3 and 2 for him, at least.
Right now, I'm just using that one as an example.
Yeah.
The distance dice I rolled at the top was like a 12 and
Right, no, that was for the first one. So the first one gets screened out, second one gets screened out. For the
no,
for the
second one is
9.
a 9.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for everything below the 9. So we're still good on that one. So for the last 3.
Five and 9. Third one is screened out.
Third one screened
2.
out. Everything below the 11 on the second one is screened out. So you're looking at
Okay.
what, one 1-point hit and one 1-point hit, and I think you still have one last one to roll, don't you? Yep, and everything below the 12 is screened out. So 3
All right.
plus 1 hits.
Yep, and longbows are +2 damage, aren't they?
I think that's a
Hang on,
crossbow. I think it's a +1 critical. I don't remember.
I'll find out here in half a second. It was the one thing I didn't write down. I thought I had it all. Do expensive, rare, common range weapons, longbow, damage +1 critical.
Is it +1 critical?
So,
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's weird. Because I'm looking at the example of an outlaw. It says damage +1 critical, but then you go back up to outlaw in the actual career area, and it just says damage +1. Uh-oh.
weird.
I made a mistake.
Oh,
Yeah, typos. Anyway,
that is
so he takes
still 3 hits.
so he takes 3 2-point hits essentially.
Those are possible to screen out, but well, it was a
Okay,
shot.
so for the first one, he's gonna try to dodge because that's just the range penalty.
Wait, what?
Oh, he might have like a D12 to actually defend and be able to beat it.
Right, so that was just with the range penalty. So
Oh,
we're saying
yeah.
so he can still dodge himself.
Is this all against Jan?
They pick their targets, but as I said, like, well, the injured enemy leader seems like a very tempting target.
Okay, so the 10.
Screens out the 9.
Next one.
Would be an 11. Yeah, if you
That will hit him.
Cannot actually beat an 11 with that.
can't, and the next one's a 12, so we can't beat that with a D10 either.
Okay, so he gets hit for. This is the soak for the first.
Don't forget he is hurt there, isn't he? So,
So
Yep.
4 damage, he has to soak on the first shot.
Well, the first shot, it's a +1 and a 1 success, right? So that's 2.
right.
Oh, 3 damage then. Sorry.
Mhm.
I was going by your original one where you say it was +2, even though we talked about it after the fact. Sorry, my brain. My brain.
Okay, well, he's soaking it. But that is still enough to dissuade them to. So the volley of arrows falls very, very well. More better than initially expected, and he is getting struck by them. But he's a tough SOB, even if he is injured, and it's hard to tell at this distance how badly injured he is. But the two mercenaries who are trying to help him, like, kind of see that they're being showered and just say, "Screw it, we're done." And Ugly Jan stumbles behind with them.
All right. So that's the archers, and then of course the militia I'm with and Tamara are both running to disengage right now.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, if you decide to push the fight, it'll get another round as as everybody runs away. But if you decide to leave it as is, then this would actually be a good place to end for the.
Right. Tamara is too injured to consider trying to pursue at this point. She's seen death in her eyes, so she's out. But the archers could try to go for one more shot and see if one more volley hits before he actually leaves. And I don't think that's a change in distance measurement, like if we're measuring from here to here. It's like 53. So one more round?
Sure.
All
And
right.
are they all aiming for him again?
They might pick a couple different targets. There's 5 of them. Let's say they spread it out. Maybe someone will get injured from this. So, one target, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one screened out.
So,
Second one screened out. Ooh,
Does he
third
have
one screened
cover?
out. 12v12.
well, does he have cover? Because if he doesn't, then it's a hit.
Oh yeah, that's a
No,
good point.
they're out in the open, so they.
So third
will
one
get
did get hit.
Yeah, fourth one screened out, and fifth one is a very easy dodge.
Well,
3, 4, and 4.
Okay.
we'll still need to
So-
roll that last one. Yeah, and he
Yep,
does.
they make it. So one of them hits.
Roll
It's
me
on a
D-
tie, so it is like a
roll me a
damage
D4.
one. A D4?
Yep.
Very well. Bam, 1.
That's what I said for Jan. Okay, so Jan gets hit again. Gah! Okay.
He's got like multiple arrows sticking out of his shell now.
Oh, he gets hit for an extra point. Or is it soak for extra point? when you
so
fail
it's
your
soak for an extra point.
Okay, so yes, he takes a point. He's hurt, at least from what you. Okay, so he gets to soak it.
Because the range wouldn't. I mean, that one wouldn't have mattered anyway, because the range penalty also includes into his roll.
Yeah, so zero successes because it's a tie, right? And then 1 damage and then hurt. So
No, the tie counts as 1 success.
okay.
Because he doesn't have
so we're back
cover.
at 3 again.
Unless you're counting his. No, that's armor.
Yeah, so regardless, we just continue to make him feel pain, which,
Oh, yeah.
that's satisfying.
Yeah, you rehurt him again. But considering how he's a giant tortoise with an armored shell, you think that that probably saved his life. But he was further away from the explosion too. So, but he manages to get away. So they will continue to run away. And this is a good place to end for the evening. So let's go through mottos. Let's start with you, Ning. Who are you, and what is your motto?
I am playing Link, and her motto is for the glory.
Well, certainly I'd say you did that when it comes to stopping the bandit guy, as well as your own trying to get the word out. So, and your pretty new dress, so you get an XP. And next up is Lu Wei.
I am Liu Wei, the tiger slaver, whose motto is I can move mountains.
You can move mountains and unwilling skeevers. So you absolutely get the point. Skeever, Daddy-o.
You
Next
got
up
my
is
lunch money.
next up is Sheng Lu Po.
Hello. It's not that the well is too deep, it's that the rope is too short.
You most certainly did that, and
My plan worked.
the plan worked. Perhaps not to the whole force of people under attack, but certainly enough to cause some serious
Be
damage.
worthwhile.
So you certainly get a point.
And the leader of the mercenaries was one of the casualties.
Potentially, he's face down and bleeding. You're not sure if he's dead or not.
I mean, at the very least, he can be our prisoner if he's still alive.
Next up, we have a Tamrajin.
Tamrajin, actions speak louder than words. I think our actions sent a very clear message.
Yes, I would say so too. Kaboom! You get an extra point. And
Yeah.
last but not least is Yad.
All will be revealed.
Well, revelations too. I'd say there were a couple here, and you certainly assisted, especially with the poison, so you two get an extra XP. So, everybody gets two. I don't believe we fulfilled any goals so far, but I hope everybody is having an enjoyable.
Oh yes, this is a wonderful setup right now.
My plan worked. That's the ultimate.
Yes, it worked. Now there is a smoldering crater for where that cart was.
Is this the end of a chapter, or are we?
I wouldn't
imagine
say
not.
quite
I imagine
Yes. Okay.
that comes after we finish the conflict.
I think you threw one of those at us a little while ago too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you have won the battle. The war is not yet over. So
Yeah, both enemy generals are crawling away at this point.
Was the one session I missed the end of a chapter?
Yes.
yes.
It was also the last time we finished a goal. I also missed that.
You can still get rewarded for it, because technically you were there.
So what would be my reward for the spider thing?
I can't
I believe
recall.
that
what we
was
did.
something. with
Clear-headed.
Yeah, clear-headed.
Oh, I already have clear-headed.
Yeah, I took it and I sold it so I could punch people.
Oh, well, you can take the gift of hiking.
I mean, that would actually
Someone
help
needs to not be
as much
soft.
traveling as we do and as tired as we all get. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it and I'm not gonna sell it back. I'm gonna keep that. That's mine.
Yay!
No, you see what you gotta do is just always go somewhere that's downhill from you. So you can slink.
That's true.
Well, that will end us for this evening. So, hope everybody had an enjoyable time, and we'll see. Just that is a good question is for next week because it is going to be Christmas. Do we want to continue on, or are people
next
going to
week,
be?
Sunday will be the 23rd, so it's not Christmas yet.
Christmas weekend, she means.
Yep, because people will be around for the holidays because Crimbo is on the Monday and then.
I mean, I'll
Right.
be here, so.
I don't
think I'll be
necessarily
here on
know
that
my
day.
plans. People like to surprise them, but if we did anything on the weekend, it would probably be in the evening. I'll try to
I
keep appraised of
may not be able to join because I will be out of town, and I may not have good enough Wi-Fi at the hotel. We will.
Also,
Yeah,
the
we'll play
weekend-
it by ear and see who
Yeah.
can.
Also, the
closer to
weekend after that will be right before New Year.
Well, let's see, right before New Year.
New Year's Eve. The
Oh,
eve of New
yeah.
Year's Eve.
Yeah, I will not be probably available because I'll be. That's when I I will be flying out on the 1st, so
Oh boy.
I will be preparing at that point. So, yeah. But yes, we can be around for Crimbo, and then after that we'll have to take a pause, and then thereafter that I will be playing again in sunny
6.
Curacao.
Yes.
Hooray!
Yay! Well, yes, this was enjoyable. I'm glad everybody had fun. I'm glad plans went along, and certainly when you messaged me there, I was like, "Oh, you're also bringing a cannon here, huh? I had arranged for a cannon to be brought in, but you were making your own." Aha!
Well, I tell you guys, I'm always doing
Oh,
math
did-
over here on the side, and crafting is one of those maths.
Yeah,
kind of
for a while I
ditched their
didn't think you actually
cannon.
had the material for it, so I just went like, nah, I'm not gonna ask for one. You can't make one right now.
Well, I've literally also got a whole listing of the materials that I've bought over time.
Mm-hmm. See, if you just told me you could make a cannon, I probably would have sold the mine to you and had like 3 cannons.
No, you wouldn't have. Also, I
No,
gave
I
you that
wouldn't.
offer. I've literally gave you that offer, 2,000 gold free, 2,000 boo free
But I
for the
didn't know
mine.
to make a cannon.
Yeah, you literally
Also,
do.
cannon is still really expensive anyway.
You saw
like,
the spreadsheet, yeah, but you know what I'd sell it to you for, which is 60% off. It cost me 800 starting to make a cannon,
Yeah.
which means you
No, like I was
could
doing
have
my
had
own
2
math, like, with
cannons.
the offer, and it's still like 1600 or something, just like to get a single cannon. It's like, oh no, mortars are cheaper and probably like as effective in this scenario.
I wanted a cannon.
Anyway, I'm gonna end the call, and we'll see. We'll
Good night,
catch you
folks.
next time. Night, night.
See.